Forget everything Disney and romantic movies sold you about happily ever after. I have some shocking but necessary news. Your love is not bulletproof, and very likely it is bleeding out right now without you even noticing. Believing that love endures all things without doing anything is the perfect recipe for divorce. The naked truth is that you are stuck in a constant transition, held hostage by 4 merciless marriage seasons that do not forgive passivity. If you don't know how to identify which one you are in, I'm sorry to inform you, but you are walking blindfolded toward the abyss. Maybe the marital climate in your home already smells musty, that icy silence of those who sleep together but live apart. Or worse, maybe everything is just too comfortable, the classic prelude to a fall. The problem isn't the feeling, it's the ignorance about the emotional cycles. In this video, I'm going to hand you the war map of these 4 fatal seasons. We are going to perform a surgical diagnosis to discover if your love is just hibernating or if it's already dying. Having intentionality here is not an option, it is the only way out. Stay with me until the very last second because I'm going to give you the key to covenant renewal that can resurrect what you thought was already lost. Have you ever stopped to observe the perfection of the gears that move the world out there? The Bible tells us that God drew the boundaries of the earth and defined this precise rotation around the sun, which ensures that time never remains static. It is precisely this movement that brings the seasons of the year in a rhythm that we don't control, we just live. In the same way, your marriage seasons obey a similar dynamic. The relationship is alive, breathing, and for that very reason, it never stays exactly in the same place for very long. It is fundamental that you, as a couple, understand that living together means being in a constant transition. We tend to have the illusion that after the I do at the altar, everything will be a straight and predictable line, right? But the reality is that the marital climate changes just as leaves fall or flowers bloom. Accepting that the relationship has a cyclical nature takes a huge weight off your shoulders because we stop fighting against the tide and start learning to navigate it, enjoying each phase for what it has to offer. Think about this practically, as if the relationship were a garden you cultivate in your backyard. If you ignore the emotional cycles and try to plant delicate seeds in the middle of a storm, you will only harvest frustration and fatigue. Having intentionality is knowing how to look through the window of the other soul and realize if it's time to water, prune, or simply protect the roots from the cold. It is a daily exercise of wisdom where you adjust the sails of the boat as the wind blows, instead of complaining about the direction of the air. These phases, winter, spring, summer, and autumn, repeat continually, offering constant chances for covenant renewal between you. In nature, we know that after a harsh winter, the sun shines again, right? It's a reliable cycle. However, unlike the weather forecast we see on the news, where we know exactly when summer starts and ends, in marriage, the calendar logic doesn't always work in such a square way. Look closely, my friends. While nature out there follows a neat script, winter, spring, summer, and autumn, in that exact order, your marriage seasons are much more alive and rebellious. Don't be surprised if the relationship is in a constant transition that defies logic. You could very well wake up in a spring full of flowers and go to sleep in a harsh winter on the very same day. This oscillation is not a factory defect, it is a human characteristic, and understanding this avoids a lot of unnecessary headaches when the weather turns suddenly. Think about a practical everyday example. You are planning a vacation trip, super excited, in a marital climate of pure summer. Suddenly, an unexpected bill pops up, or a silly misunderstanding about who is supposed to pay the utility bill, and boom, the weather closes instantly. In these moments, the emotional cycles accelerate, and that feeling of safety gives way to palpable tension. If you don't have intentionality to perceive this abrupt change, you end up hurting each other with harsh words released in the heat or cold of the moment. That is why covenant renewal isn't something to be done only at silver or golden anniversaries, but it is a daily habit of recalculating the route. It's like driving on a foggy road. You need to reduce speed and increase attention. Instead of being shocked and yelling, "But it was sunny just a moment ago," the wise person adjusts the headlights and proceeds with caution. The beauty of marriage lies precisely in knowing how to dance to the music, even if the DJ changes the rhythm without warning anyone. Now, we need to be honest with each other here. Of all these changes, there is one that usually catches us most off guard and causes greater damage if we're not emotionally bundled up. It is that moment when silence reigns, touch becomes scarce, and the soul seems to enter a refrigerator. Let's get serious about when the thermometer drops. Sometimes, without prior warning, you will find yourselves in the middle of the winter of marriage seasons, where the air gets cold and cutting. It's that tough phase where discouragement hits hard, loneliness tightens even while lying in the same bed, and dissatisfaction feels like an annoying guest who won't leave. Don't think it's the end. Often it is just natural wear and tear of the emotional cycles asking for withdrawal, silence, and a strategic pause to breathe. Imagine the house Wi-Fi went down. You don't throw the router in the trash immediately, you try to restart it calmly, right? In the winter of the marital climate, communication fails and isolation increases. But the worst thing to do is try to force an artificial summer with excessive demands. Have intentionality in small things. Prepare a simple dinner without demanding deep conversations, or just watch a movie together, side by side. Small gestures of warmth, like a wordless hug, melt the ice faster than big theoretical discussions. Many people despair in this phase, thinking love has died just because the leaves have fallen and the scenery has turned gray. But remember one thing, the tree didn't die. It is just saving energy in the roots. Facing this winter as a constant transition and a necessary one helps take the weight of guilt off your shoulders. It's a time of hibernation where you can look inside and see what needs to be adjusted in covenant renewal, strengthening the foundation for what comes next. The great master secret is not to let the heart freeze to the point of breaking or becoming numb. If you bundle up with patience and mutual respect during this cold, you'll notice something curious happening under the snow. The earth starts to soften again, the smell of the air changes subtly, and when you least expect it, that dry branch out in the backyard of the relationship starts to show a little green dot, shy and full of life.
After all that cold, suddenly the sun appears again and brings spring, perhaps the most beautiful and awaited of the marriage seasons. It is that magical moment where hope is reborn and you feel a new openness toward each other, as if the windows of the house were thrown open to ventilate the soul. The marital climate becomes incredibly lighter, laughter comes easily again, and that feeling of weight in the chest disappears, giving way to a delightful expectation of what is to come. It is vital to take advantage of this fresh energy, to dust off the relationship and let the light in. Use this phase with great intentionality to plant new habits, since the soil of your partner's heart is fertile and receptive now. How about starting a new project together, like that morning walk you always postpone, or learning a new recipe in the kitchen on the weekend? It is the perfect time to release those words of affirmation that got stuck in your throat during winter, watering the love with sincere praises. Small seeds planted now, in this constant transition, grow fast and create roots that hold the wave further down the road. Understand that in these positive emotional cycles, spring is the sacred time to daydream and make plans for the family's future. You feel braver and more willing to forgive old hurts, clearing the ground of the weeds of the past that suffocated affection. This renewed willingness greatly facilitates covenant renewal, as you remember exactly why you fell in love back at the beginning of everything. It is a period of grace where the beauty of the other shines brighter, and the flaws become, happily, somewhat out of focus. Enjoy every second of this blooming, but stay tuned, because nature doesn't stop, and the temperature of the relationship tends to rise even more. After the work of planting and seeing the first sprouts appearing, there comes a time when we just want to relax and enjoy the shade of the tree that grew. Life as a couple starts to get so good, safe, and comfortable that you feel like taking off your shoes, resting, and simply harvesting the juicy fruits that the next cycle brings. And then, my friends, the sun heats up for real, and you enter the most vibrant station of the marriage seasons, summer. Here, the marital climate is one of full comfort, relaxation, and celebration, as if you were finally harvesting the sweet fruits of that garden you tended to back there. It is that phase where life flows without major friction. Intimacy is satisfactory, and you feel fulfilled, looking at each other and thinking, wow, it was worth fighting for us. It is the time to enjoy the company, to laugh out loud, and to feel the warmth of the skin and affection, enjoying the stability achieved. Don't let this moment pass blankly. Use intentionality to create unforgettable memories while the sky is blue. It is the exact time to take that dream trip, even if it's a weekend at a nearby inn, or simply invest in shared hobbies that generate pleasure, like dancing or playing a sport together. Summer calls for celebration, so pop the champagne or grape juice on the small victories of everyday life. When you celebrate, you anchor in the brain the information that being together is synonymous with happiness and success. In this pleasant heat, covenant renewal happens almost automatically through gratitude and the pleasure of belonging to one another. The emotional cycles are on a high, the couple's self-confidence is at the top, and problems seem too small to get in the way. It is easy to love in the summer. It is easy to be generous when the emotional pantry is full. You look at the structure you built, the house, the children, or simply your history, and feel immense pride in the team you form. However, as an experienced friend, I need to give a warning. The danger of summer is overconfidence and total relaxation. We tend to think that because everything is fine now, we will never need to make an effort again. But remember that the relationship lives in a constant transition, and nature does not forget carelessness. When we stop watering because we think the plant has grown enough, the leaves start to change color, the wind brings a different chill, and softly, without making a fuss, a new season starts knocking on the door, bringing uncertainties. Right after that total relaxation of summer, autumn arrives with its treacherous breeze of uncertainty and apprehension in the marriage seasons. It is that phase where we start to notice that the leaves are falling, meaning those small attentions and daily caresses begin to disappear out of pure negligence. The marital climate changes subtly. It's not that love has ended, but you stop prioritizing the relationship, allowing routine, work, or children to suck all the energy. It is a state of alert where connection starts to fail, and the feeling of whatever dangerously settles in the living room. Often, autumn arrives disguised as tiredness. You stop talking about feelings and start talking only about house logistics and bills to pay, entering a constant transition toward distancing. If you don't have intentionality to realize that you are drifting apart, the foliage that protected the couple falls to the ground, leaving you exposed. It is vital to act fast. Go back to asking those curious questions to each other, or set up a dinner without cell phones on the table to look into each other's eyes again before the wind takes everything away. In this stage of emotional cycles, insecurity knocks on the door, and we ask ourselves, does he or she still admire me? The lack of maintenance in the relationship generates cruel doubts. Covenant renewal here requires conscious effort to sweep away the dry leaves of indifference. You need to say, I love you, and demonstrate genuine interest, even without immediate desire. Act as guardians of your garden, identifying where the grass is dying and acting to nourish the soil before it dries out completely. The great danger of autumn is ignoring the vital signs of marriage and thinking that it's just a bad phase that goes away on its own. If there is no intervention, cooling is inevitable. But the good news, which few tell, is that you are not victims of fate. There is a powerful key that can interrupt this freefall and change the course of history, preventing you from getting stuck in this cycle or going back to intense cold unprepared. The great truth that changes the game is understanding that, just like in nature, the cycle repeats many times during life, but you are not trees stuck in the ground. Unlike the calendar that forces winter to last 3 months, in marriage seasons, you have the power to alter the temperature of the thermometer with the right attitudes. You never get stuck in a bad season if you decide to act. It is always possible to make positive changes and turn the key to get out of the cold and seek the sun again as long as you walk together. The first step to this turnaround is identifying clearly which marital climate you are living in today. Are you in the coldness of isolation or the negligence of autumn? Having this awareness allows you to use intentionality to draw up a rescue or maintenance plan without illusions. Grab a pen and paper tonight and write together, where are we? This simple diagnostic exercise takes the couple out of automatic mode and puts the steering wheel of the relationship back in your hands where it belongs. To navigate well in this constant transition, you need better tools than just willpower. Invest in practical knowledge, read books on family dynamics, take courses together, or seek advice from those who have a marriage you truly admire. Covenant renewal requires new ammunition. You can't win today's complex battles with rusty tactics from 10 years ago. Feed the mind with wisdom so that the heart has the strength to pump love. Mastering emotional cycles is the art of knowing that no matter how strong the storm is outside, inside the house you can light the fireplace and wait for the rain to pass together. The beauty of this journey is that by understanding these dynamics, the fear of the future disappears and gives way to an unshakable certainty that you can handle it. And now that you have the map of these 4 seasons in your hands, it remains to know how to apply all this to shield your love against any bad weather that tries to knock down the house.
Now that you have the map of the marriage seasons in your hands, the responsibility has shifted. It is no use knowing that winter has arrived and keeping your arms crossed, expecting the sun to appear by magic. I want to challenge you to step out of passivity today. Look at your partner and identify which emotional cycle you are in. Having intentionality is deciding to act now to change the marital climate, instead of waiting for time to resolve everything. The question I leave for you to reflect on is tough but necessary. If you continue acting exactly as you did last week, will your relationship survive the next storm? But pay attention, there is a secret I need to share before I go. Knowing which season you are in is just the beginning. To guarantee true covenant renewal, often words are not enough. There is a way to demonstrate affection that goes far beyond just speaking, a practical attitude of real intimacy and daily connection that works as potent fuel, especially on cold days. I left a video highlighted here on the screen right now that speaks exactly about this, an attitude that is worth more than 1,000 verbal declarations and is essential for those seeking a lasting relationship. It is the perfect complement to what we learned today. Click there to discover what to do in practice. And of course, if this content opened your eyes, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. We are building strong families here, and I want you on this walk with us. I'll see you there in the next video.